Hey everybody out there, Dream 10X, welcome. It's your boy JC.
Dr. Gable.
Come on!
And the doctor is in the house. Is in the TARDIS.
The TARDIS. We're here in the Dream 10X studio, and we're coming at you live, or recorded. This is just our kitchen for people listening. We're low budget, but this is our studio. And we're here with episode 46. And we've made it to 46 episodes.
Wow!
Fantastic. Thank you for sticking with it with me.
Vice versa.
I twist her arm to do this, so this is really good that we've made it 56 episodes.
46.
46, sorry. Yeah, our goal, initial goal when we started out was 52, right?
Yep.
Was it 52? So like one per week for a whole year. So we're almost there. We're at 46. This is fantastic. Before we get started, I want to mention that, first of all, we're talking about the top 5 takeaways from Russell Brunson's book, DOTCOM Secrets, right here. And this book was, the book wasn't recommended to me, but Russell Brunson was recommended to me by my mentor, one of my mentors and my friend, Brian Post, whom I met in the mastermind that I went to last year. Brian Post, you can find out more about him at brianpost.com. And or majormedialeague.com. Those are 2 enterprises that he's got going on. He's got many more going on at the same time. But Brian, thanks a lot for recommending Russell Brunson to me. I had heard of him. I had heard of ClickFunnels, but I didn't know much about him. And so it was really, really fascinating to kind of dive into this whole world of online marketing, which is what we're going to talk about right now with DOTCOM Secrets. It's all about how to market your company online. The importance of funnels and upselling and all that kind of thing when you sell online products, and how to improve the survivability and the success of your company online. So I'm really excited to have read that and to kind of share my top 5 takeaways from this book.
Awesome.
Okay, so top 5 takeaways from Russell Brunson's DOTCOM Secrets. Number 1, who is Russell Brunson and what are ClickFunnels?
I don't know. You should tell me.
So he's an interesting character. He's from Idaho, and he was a wrestler in college, and he ended up becoming, in my opinion, he was very successful before he even graduated college. And so I'm reading now about Sam Zell, who's kind of a similar type of character, very successful before he even graduated from college. And that just blows my mind. Like I spent 4 years just trying to survive. And here these guys are starting businesses in their dorms, making close to $1 million before Russell Brunson, I think, made close to $1 million before he graduated his senior year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Doing online sales. Selling stuff online. And so I think the first thing that he tried to sell online, so he got into potato guns. Mm-hmm. This is kind of random. Like he and a friend just started making potato guns, and they were just shooting it off and just having fun with it. And then he got the idea of, hey, what if he couldn't find a lot of information about potato guns online when he started making these things. And he's like, well, what if we just made up the plans for how to build a potato gun and sell them online? That's
so funny, because we used to shoot potato guns when I went to visit my friend Rachel in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah.
Does she know Russell Brunson?
She does, they're BFFs. But like, this is early 2000s.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out how to build one, and that's so crazy.
How did you figure it out?
Well, we had one of our friends up there, Tracy, knew how to do it.
Oh, you didn't buy the plans?
No, we didn't buy the plans, but
okay.
like this was the thing. And,
yeah.
I didn't know that people actually sold the plans.
Yeah, well, interestingly enough, I mean, this is not something that that just came to him.
Yeah.
Like how to sell these online. Apparently, he had a fascination growing up with mailers, on marketing. When they would send you flyers,
mass mailers, yeah,
mass mailers and stuff. Apparently, he had a weird fascination with that, and. What you do, your fascinations as a child really shapes your life as an adult if you let it. Like if you just go with the flow, I guess, and not try to go with somebody else's flow. Mm-hmm. So I think he had a natural inclination to these mailer marketing things and how they work on your psychology. And he talks a little bit about that in this book. And so that influenced how he went about selling these potato gun plans online. So he and his friend, they draw up some potato gun plans and they put them online. And they pay X amount of dollars to Google AdSense or whatever to advertise the plans to the website. The Google, catches people searching for potato gun plans or whatever.
Right.
And, there's an ad there that pops up, sends them to Russell's and his friends' potato gun plan sites, and all of a sudden they're in his funnel, his sales funnel. They purchase the plans online, and he ships them to them. It's a digital product, I think, probably. Maybe he mailed it to him. I don't remember. So he's out. So he pays, I don't know, $20 for the ad. He sells the thing for 10 or 30, whatever. He walks away with $10.
It's pretty good.
So he's making money, right? And so that's pretty exciting. As somebody in college, you've come up with a way to make a little profit online. But then all of a sudden, Google changes their search algorithm or their algorithm for how much they're charging for ads, and so all of a sudden his ad spend cost goes up and exceeds his cost, his average cart value cost.
Oh man!
So now he's losing money all of a sudden because Google changed their way of their algorithm for ads and stuff. So he doesn't know what to do. And so we'll talk about how he survives that change online. And a lot of this originated from that initial experience for how to survive those changes in different third-party algorithms and stuff online. Okay, so that's kind of a sketch of Russell Brunson, how he got started. Funnels are basically a way of marketing your product online, and you think of a funnel, it's kind of like this. You've got a lot of people up here, and you bring them in through your sales funnel, and you close a deal on them. And that's basically what a sales funnel is. And you can walk your customers up a sales ladder. Once they commit to buying something, you can try to pitch them on something else to upsell them to another level and make more and more money off of your customers.
So it's what I hear you saying is a sales funnel is like an intentional plan to help a customer get to the next level, and you make more money in the long run, but it's a different level to help the customer and help you.
Yeah, sales funnel is a way of addressing a group of people that you want to target and bring them into a deal that you want to offer them and close the deal on them.
Got it.
So a little bit more about, from the conceptual model of a sales funnel, Russell Brunson and a friend of his, I wanted to remember his name, but I can't remember it. Todd Dickerson, co-founder for ClickFunnels. They started a software company called ClickFunnels. And ClickFunnels is, as a software platform, allows you to easily create these sales funnels that you want to use in your website. And very smart idea. A little bit about this company. I found an interview with Nathan Latka about, he does software as a service type of interviews and stuff, and so he interviewed those two, and I found that really fascinating. Nathan Latka has a great podcast if you want to listen to him and get more information about, more knowledge about how to think about software as a service types of businesses. I love his podcast. Okay, so the average cost for a typical sales software as a service company is about $137,000 per employee. They make about $137,000 per employee. Okay. But ClickFunnels is doing a lot better than that. So they make about $60 million ARR, which is annual recurring revenue. And they've got about 130 employees. Now, this was at the time of the interview. They may be doing a lot better now.
And when was the interview?
I don't remember. I think it was recent. Pretty recent interview. So 60 million ARR. They have about 130 employees, and so they're doing about 461,000. Over 461,000 per employee.
Damn.
That's a really efficient company.
Yeah.
So I just thought those numbers were really intriguing. 130 employees. That's a little bit bigger than a small company, I guess. They only have 15 engineers.
Software engineers?
Software engineers.
Huh.
So they're very, very lean.
Yeah.
And very, very efficient in how they're performing financially. Yeah. So I thought that was really
hiring the best of the best to make sure to get the job done. So it sounds like
and they're really
the best of the best.
Yeah, and they're really maximizing the return on investment with their employees. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, so that's number one. Who's Russell Brunson? Who's ClickFunnels? What are they all about? That's basically a little bit about them. Okay, number two. There are 4 secrets to online success that he talks about in this book. And I thought this was really cool too. Number 1, build a persona of who your dream customer is. I thought that was really powerful. Like, think about who you want to sell your product or service to. Mm-hmm. Build a persona about them. Know them intimately. Think about their psychology and what they'd be interested in buying before you build something, and before you build a pitch to them.
We do that all the time. Like in learning and development, and anything from strategy, like who are we even building a strategy for? And then we build a program, we do the same thing, like who's our ideal person, and then we come up with that persona, and then and there's a human-centered design has a lot of tools for this.
Wow.
And so
I didn't know you did that.
For years, it's wildly helpful to build something that's meaningful.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
So if you want a model for it, check out human-centered design, user profiles, and there's all kinds of
Is that
tools.
a website or?
It's a methodology.
Oh, okay.
Like game design. That's another. It's similar.
Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm. Number 2, identify where your dream customers are congregating, whether it's on Facebook groups or Reddit or somewhere else, I don't know, other forums. Find out where they're hanging out, because that's where you're going to start dangling your hook, your bait, before you start reeling them in. Makes logical sense, right? And then write your hook, your story, and your offer. Your hook is, what is your headline that is going to hook those customers where they're at? It's going to entice them to click on something to find out more about what you're talking about. And so there's a real art to writing those. And they can be worth millions of dollars. How that hook is written. Mm-hmm. How that hook, that story, and that offer is written can be worth millions of dollars. So that's really interesting to think about. Like,
have some emotional connection around that.
Yeah, how words are, how they're organized can be worth so much money. Yeah. It's powerful. So being able to write well is very important, and think about the psychology of your customer, what they might be looking for relative to what you have to offer, and how you present that. And price it, and et cetera, et cetera. You'll use all of that to attract your customers. So that was number 3. And then number 4, these are all secrets to online success, these four things here. So this is great value that he's offering in this book. Number 4, what is the unique result or value that you can create for your dream customer? So they all seem like common sense, but I mean, it makes you think.
Absolutely.
Okay. What is that unique result, and who are your customers? Where are they hanging out? How are we going to reel them in? So that's number 2. Number 3, the value of split testing.
What's split testing?
So split testing is when you have kind of 2 things running side by side. If we're talking about the online world, you could potentially have 2 versions of your website running on the internet, and you're directing customers to one and to the second one as well, and you're analyzing the data between the 2 to see which one is performing more along the lines of what you want, what your goals are. So when you're building funnels, Russell points out that you may not be successful with the first funnel that you build right off the bat, and so you need to test it and you need to tweak it. And one way you can do that is to do split testing. You can have a funnel, a modification to your funnel running side by side. You can collect data on those 2, and you can see, did my changes work any better than the old one? If not, let's iterate on it. And keep iterating on it and collect data and see which one, until you get to the point where it's performing the way you want it. I love that. I love the concept of iteration and collecting data and seeing how things are performing.
It's like like we talked about in the last episode in learning. How do you reflect and iterate your learning to be the best performer? So it's interesting that the process is the same. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's really
it's really
And Russell says not to create a second funnel, because you can create a second funnel as well to kind of like amplify the performance that you're getting from that first one. But he says not to do that until that first funnel is making you $1 million.
But if you're split testing, then do you see which one is performing best and you wait for the one that's not performing as well to get $1 million?
No. You want to, if one's performing better, get rid of the old one, run that, and then if you want to make changes to that, split it.
Oh, and then
iterate on that.
Got it.
Are my new changes doing any better? If they're doing better, get rid of the old one, run that one. What changes can I make to that new one? See if I can improve that.
Okay.
So keep iterating that way until you get to $1 million.
Got
and
it.
once you make $1 million, once you're doing that, then you might want to start thinking about aggregating another funnel into the mix there. And the one good quote I wanted to share there was on page 370. One good funnel, properly exploited, is worth more than 10 lifetimes of hard work. That's so hopeful right there. Like, oh man, I want to get my funnel going. Automate that money coming in, you know? Let's get the funnels working for me. Number 4, know your funnel numbers. What are your funnel numbers?
I don't know.
Do you know your funnel numbers?
No. What's the funnel number?
So the first term for funnel numbers is the cost per acquisition. And that's basically how much it's costing you to acquire a customer.
Oh, okay.
And he's pointing out in the book that companies that can spend the most to acquire customers are going to be the companies that do the best. They're the ones that are going to survive.
Makes sense.
So cost per acquisition is calculated by dividing the amount of money you're spending on marketing by the number of items that you sell per month. So if you're spending $1,000 on marketing per month and you sell 100 items, then your cost per acquisition is $10 per month.
Makes sense.
Or $10 per customer.
Okay.
So the second thing you need to be aware of in your funnel is the average cart value. So that's the average amount that you can expect to collect profit from your customer, from each customer when they buy something and they have in your cart. And you figure that out by dividing the total sales per month by the total number of customers, and that gives you your average cart value.
Okay.
Now you want your average cart value to exceed your cost per acquisition.
Okay.
So you don't want to be spending more on advertising than what you're collecting from each customer in your cart. And that's how you determine whether or not your funnel is actually working or not.
So it's not a percentage, it's based on that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. And so obviously the more money you're making in your average cart value relative to your marketing spend, the better your funnel is doing. And so you want that gulf to be as big as possible. So I thought that was, that's cool. That's good information. Number 5 is the power of the upsell. I hate upsells as a consumer.
Yeah.
Do you like upsells?
Hate them. They make me crazy. I just want this thing. I don't want these things. I just want this.
Have you ever been captured by an upsell?
Just once.
Just once?
Really? The ones that I, with intention.
Do you remember what that was?
Yeah. They, so I get the personalized cards, and I had personalized business cards when I was at NOAA because they didn't provide us business cards. Like, okay, that's cool. And then they had upsell where you get mugs and t-shirts and all this other crap, and I didn't want the other crap. But then they had once I purchased, they said, hey, do you want to get this business card case that had it on it? I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's an upsell that makes sense to me. Yeah. So I did buy that, and it was like $3.99. So it wasn't huge.
So if it makes sense and if it's a good value, then people are going to do it.
Absolutely. But that's the only time
I would do it. I would do it too.
Yeah.
So I know when we signed up for Marine Corps Marathon, we've done it for the last couple of years or whatever. There's always an upsell out there to get t-shirts and to have packets delivered by mail and There's some other things, and none of them really appeal to me. Like, I don't know, but I'm trying to think. Is there a time when an upsell has worked on me? McDonald's upsells definitely have worked on me.
Yeah.
And he talks about it in the book that they're the ones who kind of highlighted the power of the upsell. And, when you go through the drive-through and you make your order, and they always ask you, like you're not even aware that's an upsell. Hey, do you want, a large Coke and large fries with that, or supersize your fries or whatever? I do that all the time, and that's worth at least $1.33 per customer.
So I think that's what you said was kind of the key, is that recognizing recognizing when you're being upsold, which is really irritating. Yeah. Or unless it's really something that makes sense, or like it's very subtle, like it's 5 cents more to get the large. I mean, it's when you just want the large, so it's more subtle. Yeah, but according to Russell, it's critical to do an upsell in your online business, and his anecdote, his story that exemplifies that is with the potato, going back to the potato gun thing, when Google changed their algorithm and all of a sudden his cost per acquisition was exceeding his average cart value. And he didn't know what to do, and a friend recommended that he offer an upsell. And so what kind of upsell could you offer for potato gun plans? The potato gun. Yeah, the kit. Yeah. So he offered the kit as an upsell, and that saved his little project there. Because then when he was able to do that, all of a sudden he was making more money again than what it was costing him to advertise through Google or whatever online things he was using. So the power of the upsell there, that's a good story. It's a good thing to take to heart there, I think, and especially relative to McDonald's and other places. Yeah, just don't be obnoxious about it. Don't be obnoxious, and it's got to be something that's of even better value than what you just got. Somehow. Yeah, and makes sense. Yeah, because I don't want a T-shirt with my business card on it. I want a business case. A T-shirt with your business card. Man, they were literally T-shirts, mugs, all this crap. I'm like, this is stupid. Yeah. But the case made sense. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So that's my top 5 takeaways from the Russell Brunson DOTCOM Secrets book, and he's very not opaque. He's very opposite of opaque. He's very transparent that this book is in fact a funnel, and I love that. I love how open he is about it. His character is very appealing. It's well written. It's very clear. I'm excited to build a funnel now. I've even started looking at ClickFunnels, and that's another, thing that he's hoping that people do when they read this book is they go to ClickFunnels.com and they start, paying him to, join that SaaS and build funnels and stuff. But he also has 2 or 3 other books in the series that he's trying to sell, after you read this, and you can get all 3 in the back, and it's just great marketing, and it's fun. I don't mind it because it's fun, and I got a lot of value out of this book. And I definitely want to read the other ones now too, and I want to understand how his mind works. And ClickFunnels made something like $60 million. I think it was last year. Wow! And they're just growing like crazy. And he's just had wild success. He's had ups and downs in his career, but ClickFunnels has been doing really well so far. And so I want to pick his brain, by reading his books and modeling what he's done. There's a video online of he interviews this kid. He's like, I don't know, 14, something like that. And the kid, basically read all of his books and is doing and is just emulating him as best as he can, and almost at the pixel layer, like copying web funnels that he's built and just trying to model that success. And I really think that's really interesting. Like when we talk about mentors and learning from mentors, like this kid is like going to the extreme, doing everything he did as best he can, and he's finding a level of success. This kid, incredible. So anyway, it's very exciting and very hopeful, and I really enjoyed the book. I'll probably get some of the other ones and talk about those soon. So awesome! Can't wait to hear. Yeah, thanks for watching episode 46. Peace. See you soon.